Welcome to Fukuoka. I'm here today to take you for the cheapest ramen I have ever found in Japan. It comes in under $3 and I've been here before and I thought there's no way it can be that good, but it's actually delicious. Today we're having Hakata style ramen, which is tonkotsu. It was born in Fukuoka. We are in the OG city of the birth of this amazing ramen, and it's not super thick and oily and heavy like a lot of the tonkotsu style ramen I have outside of Fukuoka. Let's go wait in line. It's lunchtime. I'm going to show you what it's all about.
Now, there are various tales about who invented Hakata tonkotsu ramen, from a happy accident in a restaurant kitchen to a ramen food stall serving fishermen in the early morning. But the one thing all stories agree upon is that it was invented in Fukuoka. And for all those people who've tried and loved Ichiran ramen, and guess what? That's Hakata style ramen, born and bred in Fukuoka.
And we've arrived at Ramen Hakata. Now, there are a bunch of other ramen shops surrounding it, so it might be confusing, but the 290 yen sign is gonna give it away. And what's nice is it's underneath this kind of shopping arcade area, so whether it's rain or shine, you'll be covered. Let's go.
Hakata ramen is different than most modern tonkotsu ramens. First, the noodles are thinner, and second, it has a much lighter broth while still maintaining that creamy and delicious taste. To the ticket vending machine. Looks like a lot of buttons, I know. Let me explain. As this restaurant only serves one type of ramen, the only difference between the big red buttons at the top is choosing how hard or soft you want your noodles to be cooked, and if you want a refill of noodles, which I'll explain later. So any button you pick marked 290 yen will get you the basic Hakata ramen, and it will come with char siu and green onions. The smaller buttons offer additional toppings, such as adding an egg, bean sprouts, woodier mushrooms, or extra meat. You can also order various drinks or a set meal with chicken tempura. And if you don't read Japanese, they've provided a handy English translation of these buttons.
So I've got my tickets, I'm ready to hand them in to the person behind the counter. But one little hot tip for you is that if you don't read Japanese, it will be really hard for you to distinguish what you've actually ordered once you've ordered it. So don't be tempted to do like, I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 ramens, and we're gonna get 1 egg and 1 char siu, because it'll all get mixed up. You have to hand the tickets in as separate orders. So place each order at the vending machine for each person individually. This person wants ramen, the way that it is with no toppings. I'm adding a bunch of toppings to mine. I put that order in separately. And now we're gonna hand them in as individual orders. Let's see if we can get a seat. It's pretty packed.
And just a tip for visiting Japan, make sure you bring cash. Majority of ramen shops use these cash-only ticket machines to take your order. And while many restaurants do take credit cards, you'll be surprised at how many places are still cash only. Now that I have my order printed on these wee tickets, I hand them to the chef. He asks, how many people? I say 2, and then I grab a seat and wait for my order number to be called.
I got my noodles regular, and so the longer I wait, the more bloated they're gonna get, so I really can't wait much longer. I just gotta dig on into it. Ooh. Itadakimasu.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get these nudes in my mouth. Look at this broth. Clear, yet so creamy. How do they do it? And this meat, it's just, wafer thin. It just falls apart in your mouth.
Ooh, so nice.
Yes, I am unceremoniously hoovering this meal on camera. And that's because ramen is a time-sensitive food. It needs to be cooked and served right away. Then, it must be eaten relatively quickly to prevent the broth from cooling down or the noodles from overcooking. Hakata ramen uses very thin, fresh noodles to speed up the cooking process. So this is why you must choose your noodle hardness carefully. Hard is closer to al dente pasta and still has a slight chew to the noodle. While very hard, the noodles have barely been cooked, and apparently the hardcore Hakata ramen heads prefer this. Keep in mind, the noodles will continue to soften up and cook a little in your bowl, so you can eat it at a less frantic pace. But if you pick soft, you risk getting mushy, bloated noodles if you let them sit for too long. I myself went for regular, as I usually eat my ramen pretty fast. As a rule of thumb with ramen, you should always taste the broth as is. But the shop also might have toppings on the table, such as crushed sesame seeds, garlic, or ginger. Feel free to add these to taste once you've enjoyed the OG broth. Another unique Hakata ramen aspect is the smaller than usual noodle serving size. That's because this style of ramen provides you with more broth and then uses the kaidama system, which is ordering a noodle refill that you can then just tip into your remaining broth and devour. The thin noodles guarantee that the meal is provided quickly, but the kaidama system means the quality isn't lowered by having a huge bowl of overcooked thin noodles. So if you're a noodle head like me and the idea of noodles makes your heart, spoodle? Doodle? I don't know. You must journey to Fukuoka.
So good. Woohoo! That was some lunchtime chaos in there, but we managed to get the shots to show you guys how awesome this ramen is for such a deliciously low price. The basic ramen came in at 290 yen. That came with charshu, that's the meat. It came with a little bit of green onions, and it had the beautiful broth and everything. And mine came in at 690 yen. That's still like under $7 for that bowl. I had extra charshu, which you can see was sliced so thinly and light. That had a marinated egg, which was delicious, and I had some extra bean sprouts in mine, making it even heartier. Please note, this place is open 24 hours, so you don't have to come at lunchtime. You could come at 2 a.m. if you wanted. I hope you make it to Fukuoka and try Japan's cheapest ramen. It's cheap, but that doesn't mean it's not frickin' delicious.